make sure we get out pretty much every time. And it all boils down to setup. How do we set up to this? Just to go through that real quick before we start getting into how the face interacts with the sand, I want to make sure that I'm pretty wide and that I'm digging in. I want to make sure I get nice and stable because I don't want to slide around in here, so we get nice and stable. I actually have the ball just a little front of my belt buckle, so just a little front of center. And then the next thing is make sure we choke up. We want to make sure we have as much control of the club as possible. So we dug in, we got nice and wide. Ball's just a touch front of center, so just a little further up than our belt buckle, so closer to our front foot. And then we set up a little open to the target. So if I'm aiming to this flag here, I'm probably going to set up with my foot line where they're aiming, just a little left of the target. And I need to make sure I open up the face. And the reason we need to make sure we open up the face is if you look at this part of the club here, this is the leading edge. We want to make sure that this doesn't interact with the ground in this direction because it will dig in the sand. If you watch this here, if I try to push sand here, I'm taking a lot of it. Well, that's because that leading edge is digging in. But if I open it up, I can slide on it much, much easier. So we need to make sure that it's wide open so we can slide under the golf ball. Because a great bunker shot, you actually don't make contact with the golf ball, you just hit the sand and it propels it out. All right, so we got nice and wide. Club face is open. We want to make sure we slide under it. We choked up on the club, we aim left. Now what do we do?
Swing through.
Swing through it, but we want to make sure that the club face stays open the whole time. If the club face closes down, we're going to dig into the sand. So if it closes down, this is what's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
We don't like that. But if we can keep it open, then getting our setup, we can slide under it. We're going to get it out every time.
Did he actually make that? No, he missed it. Good.
All right. So biggest thing here, we want to make sure that the face is open through the whole time, through the whole swing.
How do you make sure it stays open? What's the?
So here is kind of, this is my little way of making sure, and this is strictly only for practice. You're not going to do this in a round. Is if you can put sand on the face of the club. Keep it there in your swing. So the whole point is this sand shouldn't fly over my shoulder, because if I shut the face, the sand falls off. But if we keep it open the whole time, I can throw it over my left shoulder. And then all we do from there is swing down and through the golf ball. We cannot stop our swing. We need to make sure that we keep it moving the whole time. So if we stop our swing, that leading edge is going to dig, the ball's not going to come out. We want to make sure we continue that swing the whole time. All right? Let's try for you.